Leeds United, a fallen giant of English football. Three-time First Division champions, the 1972 FA Cup champions, and runners-up in the 1975 Champions League final. The Whites encountered disaster in the past decade, however, after financial issues have plagued the club and saw them competing as low as League One. But for years, it has felt as if a return to the Premier League wasn't far off. After an impressive 2018-19 campaign, they ultimately choked in the playoffs and now once again finding themselves pushing for Premier League football. Today, we expedite this process and return Leeds United to European football. Today, we are rebuilding Leeds United. G'day guys, how's it going? It is JarradHD here. We head to the English second division for the first time in FIFA 20. A highly requested rebuild. It is Leeds United. I don't know how they are still in the championship, but surely we're going to be able to get them out of it today. And not just out of it, to the bloody top of the Champions League, to the Champions League final. But if you guys do go on to enjoy today's Leeds United rebuild, make sure you leave a like on the video. Also, if you are new around here, bloody scorpion kick that subscribe button down below. If you have not had the pleasure of seeing a rebuild video in the past, here are the rules. So the main objective is to win the UEFA Champions League. Every game in the rebuild is simulated except for the Champions League final. The transfers can be as unrealistic or realistic as we like. There's a big focus on the transfer window. And finally, of course, don't get butthurt if I sell your favorite player. There's the rules, let's get into the rebuild. So this is our starting 11 for season number 1. For championship standards, this is a very strong side, but I do believe there is still a lot of work to be done here. My goal for this season is to replace some of the older players that don't have much growth, replace them with similar overrated, like overall rated players, but players that can grow throughout the season so that if we do make the Premier League next season, we can survive. So, a lot of work to be done. Let's get into the transfer business. Our first signing in charge of Leeds United is going to be for the Portuguese left back Nuno Tavares, joining us from Benfica. £6.8 million is the transfer fee. This kid looks to be an absolute weapon. And on the very same day, a new right back joining us here at the club, Kevin Rueg, the Swiss right back, joining us from FC Zurich. £3.8 million. He's the same overall as Ayling, but has a much better potential. A name that is sure to sound familiar to a lot of you. It is Sean Longstaff. He has incredible hype around him for the future. He's expected to be one of the best English midfielders of this next generation. We have signed him for just £6.3 million from Newcastle United. Steve Bruce having a mare there. Our biggest deal by far in this transfer window, spending virtually the remainder of our entire budget on this man. It is Dominic Calvert-Lewin coming down from Everton, £13 million. I am over the moon with this guy. Surely we have to be the favourites for promotion now. And we have decided to sell Luke Ayling to PSV Eindhoven for £3.2 million. So that was definitely a more intense window than I was expecting. The board gave us more money than I thought we would get. I thought it'd be like a £10 million budget, but we had like £25 million to work with, which was definitely nice. We brought in Rueg, Tavares, Longstaff, and Calvert-Lewin, sold Luke Ayling, and now this is what our starting 11 looks like. So definitely an improvement. I expect Calvert-Lewin to bang in the goals this season. Hopefully it is a promotion-bound season, but we'll see how the progress is tracking along come January 1st. So it is January 1st, and we find ourselves in first position. Definitely good to see. Very surprising that Nottingham Forest are coming second after having 7 draws. Not a single loss for them, 2 losses for us, but thankfully we are picking up more wins. We are 4 points clear at the top of the table. Automatic promotion is the goal. It's a tight table. It's a tight race for promotion. We need to make sure that we stay in the position we are. A player departure here as we have sold Barry Douglas to Trabzonspor for £1.35 million. And we have sold Oussem Boy, the Moroccan midfielder here. Not going to even try pronunciating that club's name, but we've sold him for £400,000. And on deadline day, we have sold Union O'Kane to Sheffield Wednesday for £530,000. And a big deal has been done on deadline day as we bring in Arnaud Norden from Saint Etienne in the French League, £5.2 million for the French left midfielder. Norden into the club, Douglas, Boy and O'Kane out of it. Promotion surely has to be ours. Let's get that first place finish. We haven't finished top of the league, but we have been automatically promoted. Ourselves and Stoke City have absolutely destroyed it. 113 points for us, 115 points for the Potters. That's quite ironic given how bad Stoke City are in real life. I mean, they were a side I was considering rebuilding in this video, but regardless, we have finished in second position, meaning finally, Leeds United are going to be back in the Premier League. Forest, Middlesbrough, West Brom and Cardiff fighting it out for that final promotion spot. And as we scroll down the table, the relegated sides are Luton Town, Barnsley and Hull City. Liverpool did win the FA Cup. Man City won the Carabao Cup. Cardiff City have taken down West Brom in the Championship playoff final to be promoted back to the Premier League. Barcelona take down Spurs to win the Champions League. And Man United beat Leverkusen to win the Europa League. So season 1 has been nothing short of perfect. Promoted to the Premier League. Now it is all about survival. Can we do it? Let's find out. Patrick Bamford desperately wanted out of the club. Since Calvert-Lewin came, he couldn't get game time, so we have sold him to Club Bruges for £5.4 million. Pablo Hernandez did retire, which means we needed a new right midfielder, and we have signed Harry Wilson from Liverpool, the Welshman joining us here for £14 million. And on the very same day, a new centre-back here. We're not messing about. Ozan Kabak is joining us from Schalke, the Turkish defender, signing for £13.7 million. A new number 1 here at Leeds United. We need a half-decent shot stopper if we're going to avoid relegation, and we have brought in Emil Edora. We had to pay a little bit too much for him, a little bit more than I wanted, but he's going to grow a lot in this rebuild, so I think it is a worthy investment. Welcome to Leeds United. So our opening transfer window in the Premier League era was a half-decent one. Kabak, Wilson and Odero in, Bamford out of the club. I honestly don't know if our starting 11 is good enough to survive in the Premier League this season. We're going to have to get a lot of luck on our side and hopefully going to have to do some business in the January transfer window. He's hoping the simulation gods are on our sides and we don't get sacked as well. I'm surprised, to say the least. We're coming mid-table. I thought we would be dead last. Crystal Palace on 6 points. We're on 27 points. And we are 14 points out of the drop zone. Are you kidding me? I was not expecting this good of a start to life in the Premier League. I thought it would be one of the hardest seasons going. But we are flying at the moment. What? Kiko Casilla desperately wanted out of the club, so we have sold him for £2.9 million to Sassuolo. And we have sold Mateus Klisch for £700,000. A new reserve goalkeeper into the club here, as we have signed Joel Drommel from FC Twente, the Dutch goalkeeper, signing here for £7.3 million. Drommel in, Casilla and Klisch out of the club. Our starting 11 looking half decent. I still can't believe how healthy of a position we found ourselves in though. Let's see if we keep on to that healthiness or whether things go AWOL at the end of the season. I am absolutely blown away by how good a season we have had. I thought we were going to get absolutely destroyed this season, but we have finished in 11th position, 14 wins, 8 draws, 16 losses, 50 points. The relegated sides are Cardiff City, Brighton, and Crystal Palace. What a shocker from Palace. And the top of the table is Man City, Man United, Spurs, Liverpool, the big dogs. But we're finished in 11th. Okay, I'll cop it. Man United did win the FA Cup on penalties this season. Man City once again winning the Carabao Cup. Real Madrid win a Madrid derby in the Champions League final. And Liverpool once again beat AC Milan in a European final. This time, however, it is the Europa League final. So that is season number 2 done and dusted. I've said it a few times, but I am just overwhelmed and just so surprised by how well we have done this season. Here's to hoping it's more of the same come season 3. Season 3 begins with a potentially controversial departure. Liam Cooper leaving the club, headed to Bilbao for £10.2 million. And it is an upgrade at the centre-back position. We have brought in Demiral here, £15.2 million. Both of our centre-backs now are Turkish centre-backs. Got a little bit of a connection there. £15.2 million to bring him in from Juventus. 2 player departures. Adam Forshaw off to Norwich for £2.3 million. And Alioski is headed to Besiktas for £2.5 million. Stuart Dallas is also leaving. I'm getting rid of a lot of the older players in our squad. He is headed to Swansea for just £890,000. And Pavel Sabicki has also left, off to the Spanish second division with Tenerife for £2.15 million. We are looking to make a big upgrade at the left mid position, so I've taken action and sold Norden to Athletic Bilbao for £11.1 million. It was only a short time at the club, but it helped us in the short term. Best of luck, Norden. Every time I've said Norden, I keep thinking of FaZe Rain. If you know, you know. He is one of my favourite players in real world football. Ryan Sessegnon joining us here at Leeds United, £27.7 million from Tottenham. I am so excited to get this guy to his full potential. Ryan Sessegnon, Ryan Sessegnon. Remind me to never do that again. 2 big signings and a lot of deadwood and mediocre players out of the club. Demiral and Sessegnon in, and then Cooper, Alioski, Forshaw, Sabicki, Dallas. I'm sure we sold more players as well. But our starting 11 slowly but surely coming together, players continuing to grow, and now all of our starting 11 is solid, I would say. All of our starting 11 have room to grow, so I am very interested, given the fact that we finished mid-table last season, where we're going to finish this season. Let's check in on January 1st. This is fantastic. We're not going to push for top 4, top 5 because there is such a big gap between ourselves and sides like Everton, Spurs, Arsenal, but we're in a strong position here. Still not safe, but thankfully Bournemouth, Sheffield and Fulham have had such a terrible start to the season that we're looking healthy. Let's just push for mid-table again. Focus on growing players. Liverpool absolutely killing it right now, but I'm happy with our start of the season, definitely. We are going to make our first pre-contract signing of this Leeds United rebuild. Mark Roca joining us next season on a free deal from Espanyol. Definitely a big improvement to our midfield. So just the signing of Mark Roca coming into the club next season. He's probably going to replace Phillips in the midfield next season, maybe even Roberts. We'll see how much he grows at the end of the season, but it's looking as if we're destined for a mid-table finish. A good run of form could see us push for European football, but I honestly don't know if we're going to get there. We'll see how we finish season 3. 9th position, a decent finish. I think next season we need to start making the push for European football, but I'm absolutely over the moon with our progress so far. 9th position in season 3. Liverpool go undefeated. What? They are the Centurions and the Invincibles. Bloody hell. We're going to scroll down the table. Burnley, Sheffield United, and Fulham. Fulham didn't win a single game. What? Fulham finished with 3 points. What is going on in this save? We have had a calm season compared to the rest of the league. Tottenham have won the FA Cup over Man City. Man City have won the Carabao Cup over Chelsea. Atletico Madrid take down Barcelona to win the Champions League. And Lyon have taken down AS Monaco to win the Europa League. The progress we're making has been fantastic so far, but we've got to keep it up. Let's make a push in Season 4 for some European football. Hopefully we get the budget to match. Hey guys, I would like to say a big thank you to EA Australia for once again sponsoring today's video. As you've seen, I've been working with the Foot United program this FIFA, and today we once again have another giveaway for you guys. As you may have seen, the new house rules modes have arrived in FIFA Ultimate Team. You can now play modes such as King of the Hill, Mystery Ball, which is one of my favorites, Max Chemistry, and Swaps. Swaps is really interesting as well. It is the only mode where none of your players are safe. Now, if you want to win today's Foot United giveaway, which is an ultimate screen card to add to your Ultimate Team squad, I want you to share your favorite Swaps memory with myself and EA Australia. You can do this by submitting a screenshot, a video, or a 25 word or less response. You can enter this competition by visiting the brand new Foot United website, which I will leave linked in the description down below. Once again, a big thank you to EA Australia for sponsoring today's video. Let's get right back into today's video. We've gone right to the Invincibles and taken their right back. It is Yusuf Attal coming across from Liverpool, signing the Algerian right back for £24.3 million. So we're going to sign two free agents here, looking to build the foundations of the reserves. We're starting to get a little bit thin there. Players are getting older, they're retiring, so I thought let's replenish our stocks. The first one, an 18-year-old Danish midfielder, 62 rated. Not sure if he's going to be absolutely anything insane, but a good rotational player to have. And then Pereira here, a Uruguayan striker. Again, not sure if he's going to be incredible, but a good player to have. Lorenz de Bock has been sold. He is headed to Switzerland, off to SC Sion for £710,000. Jake McKenzie is the latest free agent to join us here. He looks like another quality young player. 66 rated at age 19, the Englishman. Very keen to see how he grows. And two more things to fill you in on. We have decided to loan out Leif Davis, get him a little bit of game time, so he's off to Ghent for the next season. And an Italian free agent joining us here, Alberto Greco, or Crec I should say. Nothing incredible, but again, a nice player that can grow in the background. Probably the final free agent player I'm going to sign this season. So a fairly active window, given the fact that we didn't have a lot of money to work with. Attal is the only player we actually spent money on, but a lot of free agents in a lot of regens. The players are happy in our squad. They're growing. We're starting to get the reserves slowly but surely sorted out. This could be a big turning point in the rebuild. Let's make the push for European football. Come on, Leeds. Let's see how we're going. January 1st, ladies and gentlemen, Leeds United are kind of sort of in the title race. I can't believe we're coming third. I'll cop that. I mean, we've got a lot of competition behind us. Virtually all the big dogs remaining in the top 8 are breathing down our necks. But we've got to think positively. Let's keep the results up and let's try pushing for that title. End of the day, but I would be stoked if we finished in the top 4. No business done this window after a pretty full-on opening summer window, but I'm very, very interested to see how this season turns out. Players continuing to grow left, right, and center. I would love for our centre backs to grow a little bit more. Probably going to look to get some new centre backs in next season, but hopefully next season, Champions League football is our focus. We have finished in 5th position. We've had a pretty big drop off in the second half of the season. Chelsea and Spurs getting the wood on us. I think, are we in the Champions League qualifiers or are we in the Europa League? We'll have to wait and find out and see, but Man City and Liverpool battled it out for the league title, which Man City win. And as we scroll down, the relegated sides are Crystal Palace, Brighton, and Norwich. Man City did take down Spurs on penalties to win the FA Cup. Man City also beat Spurs to win the Carabao Cup, so they've done the domestic treble. Fair play. Atletico Madrid take down Manchester United to win the Champions League, and I'm very happy they did because I know Man United finished a spot behind us, so if they won, they would have automatically qualified for the Champions League. And Arsenal have taken down Chelsea to win the Europa League, so I think that means they qualify for the Champions League. God damn it. So our goal at the start of the season was to qualify for European football. We've qualified for the Europa League in Season 5, and given the side we've put together, I believe we're going to give it a good shake-up and hopefully win it. That's if we haven't qualified for the Champions League, but I'm 95% sure Season 5 will see us play Europa League. This is a real statement signing here. Luis Felipe joining us for £40 million to kick off this season. A massive signing, 84 rated. £40 million for the Brazilian from Espanyol. And we have decided to sell Ozan Kabak here to Athletic Bilbao, the Turkish centre-back, joining them for £32.4 million. I did not want to sell Kevin Rueg, but he desperately wanted out of the club. And the board was not happy with me. I was worried I was going to get sacked because this game can be a travesty in that regard. But Kevin Rueg has been sold to Juventus for just £31.4 million. I wanted so much more money for him. We have signed another centre-back here, not messing around. Our defense is now world class as Ruben Dias joins us from Lazio. £50 million to the Portuguese centre-back. 86 rated. You love to see it. I'm looking to put the cherry on top of what has been a strong start to the season by signing just a world-class keeper, someone that's a massive upgrade on Odero and can help us challenge for the Europa League and the Premier League this season. So we've got a pretty handy price tag here, almost double the base value of Emil Odero as we sell him to Bayern Munich for £47.4 million. Kepa Arrizabalaga is now a peacock. We welcome the Spaniard to Elland Road here, a massive signing from Chelsea, picking him up for £80.5 million, but that 88 rating is going to be so useful for us. 3 players in, 3 players out, but our defense is now as strong as a rock. We have brought in Luis Felipe, Ruben Dias, and Kepa Arrizabalaga, selling Kabak, Rueg, and Odero. And now this is what our side looks like. Oh my god, what a side it is. I honestly think we're going to have a good slash at the Europa League this season, and we should be qualifying for the Champions League. It's all coming up, Leeds. If this is where the season ended, I would be happy. We're second position right now, but the worrying thing is just how tight the race for the top 4 is. I would say down to, 10 points between ourselves and Man United, but it is really 2nd through 8th fighting for that top 4 spot. We need to keep up our run of form. We need to keep on winning. Hacks, proper hacks, bro. Frankie de Jong, why did I say proper hacks, bro? That's very chat of me. But anyways, we're going to sign Frankie de Jong next season on a free deal. I'm going to draw a line in the sand. I've made 2 good free agent signings pre-season. No, what am I trying to say? Pre-contract deals. There we go. I'm having a mare today. But we've made 2 decent pre-contract signings in the past 2 seasons. I'm going to draw a line in the sand. No more pre-contract deals in this Leeds rebuild. But Frankie de Jong coming from Barcelona to Leeds for Season 6. So just the signing of de Jong, I say just the signing. It's like a game changer. It is a big signing. Very excited for next season. Let's hope we have Champions League football to come with it. We have finished this 5th season in 4th position. Tottenham winning the Premier League. We finished behind Tottenham, City and Liverpool. But I do believe we have qualified for Champions League football. We've gone 1 position better than last season, and we definitely deserve to be here. Arsenal just behind us, and as we scroll down the table, the relegated sides are Aston Villa, Cardiff City, and West Brom. Man City did take down Arsenal to win the FA Cup. Chelsea took down Man City to win the Carabao Cup. Tottenham have won both the Premier League and the Champions League, taking down Borussia Dortmund 3-2. And we have won the Europa League. Let's go, lads. We beat RB Leipzig on a penalty shootout in the Europa League final. Who did we beat to get there? So we absolutely destroyed AC Milan in the semi-finals. We beat Inter Milan in the quarterfinals, so both sides of Milan In the round of 16, we beat Palk, and in the round of 32, we defeated Stade Rennais 6-0. So definitely worthy winners of the Europa League. How good is that? Season 5 done and dusted. We are champions of the Europa League. We are making extremely positive progress here. Very excited to see what we can do next season. I've got to tell you, dynamic player potentials have reinvigorated my love for making rebuilds. We've taken players so far past their potential. It is addictive. I am loving it. Let's crack on Season 6 with Leeds United. Kicking off this 6th season with another upgrade to the defense. I was looking at our squad and I was like, realistically, we can probably push to go deep in the Champions League this season. So let's stack all the chips in our favor. Nicholas Süle joining us from Bayern Munich, £71.6 million for the 90 rated German centre-back. We have signed ourselves a backup striker as well. If Calvert-Lewin got injured, we were absolutely screwed. And we would be absolutely screwed, but now we have brought in Meunier from Manchester United. We signed him for £28.8 million. The Spaniard joins us here and is the perfect backup. And the plus side, he can play striker obviously, but he can also play left mid and right mid. Finally, we've been able to make a player departure. I had transfer listed about 10 players. I've accepted offers for literally all of them, and this is the first one that's actually gone through. We've sold Connor Shaughnessy to Nottingham Forest for £1.5 million. To be fair, not as busy a window as I would have wanted. We brought in Nicholas Süle and Meunier, sold Shaughnessy, but I swear, like, all of the offers, all the players I had on the transfer list, Shaughnessy was the only one that we could get rid of. Look at all these guys. Look, I accept that. He rejects it. Accept it. Rejected. Accepted 3 offers for him. Rejected. Accepted 3. Rejected. Look at all these things. All accepted and all have been rejected. So frustrating. Just wanted to get that little bit of extra money in there to make another signing or two. But our side is still quite strong. And with the addition of De Jong and Süle, I'm very interested to see how we go in the Champions League. We have been placed into Group A of the Champions League here in season number 6. And I must say, it is an interesting group. Obviously, you would say Borussia Dortmund are our biggest opponents, our biggest competition in the group stages. Salzburg and Dynamo Kiev definitely could give us a little bit of stiff competition, could shake things up a little bit, but I am confident that we'll get into the knockout rounds. I'll see you guys on the 1st of January to see if we get into the knockout rounds and see how we're going domestically. We have qualified for the next round of the Champions League. Not the best performances in the world, 4 wins, 2 losses, 12 points. It's decent, but Dortmund do top the group. But now the big question is, who are we facing in the round of 16? We are facing Bayern Munich. Okay, Leeds United versus Bayern Munich in the Champions League round of 16. That's going to be a real big test to see what we're made of. In the Premier League, we've gotten off to a very strong start to the season. After 20 games, we've got 16 wins, 3 draws, 1 loss. But the big problem is City and Spurs have gotten off to a flyer themselves. City currently undefeated. Spurs are 1 point ahead of us. We're in a little bit of a 3-way race for the title. But again, I just want to make sure that qualification to next season's Champions League is achieved. It's been another transfer window of me trying to sell the deadwood in our club so we can get cash. And it's just not happening. It is doing my head in. I just want to sell players and improve the squad. Very interested to see how we go against Bayern Munich. Will it be Champions League glory at Leeds, or will we have to fight for another season? The first game here is at home, taking on Bayern Munich. And I'm very interested to see how we go for the main fact that Kepa Arrizabalaga is injured still. We're bringing in Drommel. This is our lineup. Come on, lads. Let's get a strong start against Bayern Munich. The scoreline is 2-0. What? Ordero, our former goalkeeper as well. I just clocked onto that. Bayern have an insane side. They've got Kimmich, Rugani, Milinkovic-Savic, Rashford. They've got some strong players. But we've beaten them 2-0 in the first leg. How good. We have a 2-0 lead here as we travel away to the Allianz Arena. Kepa is back in the starting 11. However, Atal is suspended. I have put in Luis Felipe there. The scoreline after the second leg is Another 2-0 win. We go through 4-0 on aggregate. Okay, I did not expect it to be that comfortable. I'll take that. Let's go. If we thought things were going to get any easier after taking down Bayern Munich, we were definitely wrong. It is now Barcelona in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Come on. Here we go. The first leg is away at the Camp Nou. We've got a full strength starting 11 in here. Are we going to take down Barcelona? Let's get some away goals on the board. It is a 1-1 scoreline. Wilson missed a penalty early on there. Barcelona have a very strong side, but we've technically got the advantage despite it being a small advantage. So in theory, if we keep a clean sheet here at home, we're sweet. We're through to the semi-finals. But that is definitely easier said than done, especially against Barcelona. Roberts is out through injury for this game, so we're going to have Longstaff in at attacking midfield, which is sweet because he's now 88 rated. But we're going to simulate it. Are we through to the semi-finals of the Champions League? No, we are not. Oyarzabal getting a goal there for Barcelona in the 81st minute. And we're going to have to wait yet another season. Let's make some big upgrades to our side in Season 7. We have finished the season in 3rd position, which means we get another crack at the Champions League next season. Would have been nice to win the league this season, but it looks as if Spurs and Man City were just a whole different level above us. They were both Centurions, but Man City win the league. We finished 3rd, obviously. And as we scroll down the table, Fulham get back up to the Premier League, but get relegated. And at least this time they actually won a game. They also go down with Brentford and Wolves. We lost the FA Cup final to Manchester City on penalties. And Spurs finally get themselves a piece of silverware this season as they take down Man City 2-1 in the Carabao Cup final. Barcelona, the team that eliminated us, ended up winning the Champions League this season. So that makes me feel a little bit better. And Inter Milan take down Chelsea to win the Europa League. So that is season number 6 in the bin. I thought this season we would make it potentially to the Champions League final, but it was not to be. More improvement necessary in season 7. Finally been able to sell one of the players I've been trying to get rid of for a while. Robbie Gotts has left Leeds United, headed to the German leagues, off to Hanover for £780,000. Ryan Edmondson has also left the club, off to Preston North End for £750,000. And there goes Shackleton. We have sold him for £4.3 million to Aston Villa. Now that is the type of signing that wins you a Champions League title. Jadon Sancho, ladies and gentlemen, welcome him, I should say, to Leeds United. We have paid £130 million for the Englishman, 92 rated at age 25. Sorry, Wilson, but this is a big upgrade. Luis Felipe had to go. He was not happy here. He didn't want to be a bench warmer, so we've sold him to Juventus for £45.3 million. We have decided to sell Mark Roca as well here. Our first pre-contract signing of this rebuild has been sold to Liverpool for 107.6. Of course, as soon as I sell him, he goes up in overall. God damn it. £107.6 million. We're going all out for the Champions League title this season, and we have brought in Jose Maria Jimenez to do just that. A +2 overall upgrade on Ruben Dias. Jimenez is going to be our starting centre-back now. We have signed him from Real Madrid for £68.9 million. And I have decided to sign a new backup centre midfielder. Florian Neuhaus is joining us from Liverpool for £62 million. I think now our squad is nicely balanced, all put together, and hopefully we're on the charge towards a Champions League title. So a very busy window here. Sancho, Jimenez, and Neuhaus into the club. Gotts, Edmondson, Shackleton, Luis Felipe, Roca, all out of the club. This is what the starting lineup is looking like. A very good side here. A very strong bench. Let's get on the charge to a Champions League title. Let's see who our group mates are for season number 7. This group is definitely a step harder than the last one. Dortmund in our group once again, but this year we also have to deal with Benfica and SC Sion. Benfica, they're a good side, especially in career mode. I'm very happy we took Nuno Tavares from them, however, because he's killing it right now for us. We're in Group E. Are we headed back to the knockout rounds? Let's find out. That's more like it. We finished top of the group. Not a single loss in the group stages, and it is once again ourselves and Borussia Dortmund through to the round of 16. This time, however, we are top. We are the kings of Group E. And in the round of 16, AS Monaco are our opponents. So a slightly easier task than Bayern Munich and Barcelona, but still quite a challenge. Barcelona not even into the round of 16. Oh, there they are. They're playing PSG. But we've got AS Monaco. We're taking it a game at a time. Let's get through to the final. Domestically, we are killing it as well. 20 wins, 1 loss. 60 points. We are top of the Premier League here. Would be awesome to win the Premier League in this 7th season. No surprise that we've done no business in this window. The squad is looking mint. It is a nice looking squad. Look at that. We've got 3 players that are 92 rated. Half our squad, over half our squad are in the 90s. That is a testament to how good this team is. Let's go take on and take down AS Monaco. It is go time. The away leg against AS Monaco. Our side continues to grow. Let's get through them. Let's get some away goals. The scoreline after the first leg is a 2-0 victory. 2 away goals on the board. Monaco don't have a terrible side, but I would say ours is a better side on paper. Roberts and Sessegnon getting us the goal. 2-0 up. Everything on our side. The one blow is that Ryan Sessegnon is injured for this second leg, so I've put Sancho on the left-hand side, and Wilson has gone back to the right mid position. But let's see if we get back to the quarterfinals for a second successive season. The scoreline is a 4-1 demolition job. Longstaff, Sancho's, and Roberts all scoring. We're through to the quarterfinals with absolute ease. Out of all the teams remaining, we've been drawn up against Real Madrid. Thank you, Champions League draw. What a tough prospect this is. We need to take down a juggernaut if we want to get ourselves past the quarterfinals. It is not going to be easy. Here we go. The first leg is away at the Santiago Bernabeu. A full strength starting 11 on the pitch. Sessegnon is back in the lineup. Let's see how we go. Away goals on the board, please. Come on, lads. The scoreline is a 2-1 win. That is what we want. Roberts and Longstaff scoring. Vinicius Jr. getting a goal back for them, but we have 2 away goals. That is very crucial. The second leg. If we can get past Real Madrid, I'll have full confidence we can go the distance this season. We're going to take them on at home here. 2-1 up on aggregate. Away goals are what we do not want to concede. The scoreline is 3-1. Let's go. We're through to the Champions League semi-finals. De Jong, Longstaff, and Roberts all scoring. We take down Real Madrid 5-2. An all-English affair here in the Champions League semi-finals. The 4 remaining teams: Tottenham, ourselves, Bayern, and Atletico Madrid. Very confident at the moment. We need to keep this confidence and make sure it displays itself on the football field, however. Let's take down Spurs. We are away here, traveling to North London for the first leg against Spurs. A full strength starting 11 on the pitch here. Diaz has taken the starting 11 spot of Jimenez because he's now an 89 rating. Let's see how we go here. Come on, Leeds. Goals for us, please. It's another 2-1 win. Longstaff with a brace. This kid is killing it this season. That is what you want to see. It's the same position we started off against Real Madrid with. Let's hope it's the same on the home leg for us. 2-1 up. We are a solid performance away from a Champions League final. In an ideal world, it's a 0-0 draw. That'd be sweet. But I don't want any suspensions and I don't want any injuries. I want to be able to take a full strength starting 11 into the Champions League final. Let's get the result number 1 and let's keep it clean number 2. The scoreline after the second leg of the Champions League semis is a 1-1 draw. Tavares, oh, he better not get suspended. He better not get suspended. We're through to the Champions League final. taking down Tottenham 3-2 on aggregate. No suspensions, we're good. So we have been drawn up against Atletico Madrid in the Champions League final here for season number 7. Atletico took down Bayern 5-3 in the semi-finals. In the quarterfinals, they took down Barcelona. And in the round of 16, they took down Dortmund. So just like us, they've had a pretty tough run to the final. But they definitely do not have as big of a story as we've had. Liverpool did win an all-English Europa League final 3-0 over Chelsea. We have won the Premier League title with Leeds United. Despite Tottenham going invincible, we still finished top of the league. That is such a Tottenham thing to do. Going invincible, but still finishing second. Oh, you love to see it, but we are first in the Premier League, meaning even if we do lose tonight to Atletico Madrid, Season 8 will see us have another crack at the title, but I am over the moon with that. What a result. Scrolling down the table, however, and it is Bournemouth, West Brom and Villa all being relegated. We also did win the FA Cup 2-0 over Man City. Brilliant. But Man City did win the Carabao Cup. We have put together a very strong starting 11 and reserves. So look at that, Tavares is 26 and already 92 overall. I've got to say, I've said it a few times already across this rebuild and the Salford one, but I absolutely love dynamic player potentials. I think dynamic player potentials have saved career mode. They have definitely saved career mode. Some of the players in this squad, look at that. Roberts has a base potential of 82. He is 90 rated. Insanity. I love it, I love it, I love it. And it makes me want to keep pumping out rebuilds. It makes me so excited for the future of rebuilds just because it's going to keep things so fresh. But let's see how we go. Our journey is not complete yet. We have to take down Atletico Madrid in the Champions League final. Here we go. It is the Champions League final at the beautiful Wembley Stadium. Let's get it done with Leeds United. We're on the attack early here. 92 rated De Jong to Roberts. Roberts backhills it to Sancho. Sancho through Calvert-Lewin. Get there, Sessegnon. Oh, Sessegnon wins it with the foot. We're still on the attack here. Roberts through Sancho. Heavy touch. Dinks it. Back post. Diving headers hit the post. Oh, what a goal and what a start that would have been for us. We still have the ball though. Heavy touch from Roberts. It's blocked and it's contained from Oblak. Here we go. Longstaff. Been busy early on here. We're going to play this one in through to Tyler Roberts. Our captain. Roberts up against De Ligt. Nice touch. Goes. We shoot. We hit the post again. Oh, we've hit the post twice in this game. We do have the throw in, however. I'm going to pass this one to Roberts. Roberts back to Longstaff. Longstaff in there. Oh my God. Sancho got his boot to it. What is De Ligt doing? I didn't thought that one was going to be headed away with absolute ease. Atletico Madrid stringing together their first real attack of the game. Ferran Torres is blocked from Tavares. They go back post. Headed away from Atal. Come on. Let's get him on the counter-attack now. Would be great. Roberts going here to Sessegnon. Ryan in there to Calvert-Lewin. Nicely held up there from the Englishman. We're going again. Scooped over the top. Calvert-Lewin. Oh, it puts it wide. What a counter-attacking goal that would have been. Here we go. We're playing brilliantly. Longstaff straight up the guts. Roberts is going to drag it back. He's got a good angle. He finesses it. It takes a deflection. Oh, De Ligt clears it off the line. Atletico Madrid might just be the worst side I've versed in the rebuilds finals this year, but somehow they are hanging on. Go Longstaff. Going to Roberts. In behind. Calvert-Lewin. Finally, we take the lead in the Champions League final. We definitely deserve it. We have been walking through Atletico Madrid. They are like, it feels like I'm playing on professional. I can guarantee you, I mean, if you've watched the series before, I always play on ultimate, but right now this feels so easy. Slicing them up the middle like butter, and we get our just desserts. We get our lead. Dominic Calvert-Lewin making it 1-0. Nicely blocked from Nicolas Sula, stopping a great opportunity, and now they've created one. Ryan Sessegnon coming in here. We're just going to shoot it with him. He hits the post again. That's the third time we've hit the post here. Tell you what, but that would have been an insane goal if we were to score it with Ryan Sessegnon. Come on. Through to Ryan Sessegnon. I'm looking at that run of Roberts. Let's get it for our captain. Roberts, decent touch on the angle. Just puts it over. We've got a minute and a half to hold on here, and we will be champions of Europe. One of the easiest games I think I have played in. If it stays 1-0, it's going to be one of the most comfortable 1-0s I've ever competed in. We've got to hold on. Atletico Madrid maybe have one last attack. No, they don't. We have completed the Leeds United rebuild here. A 1-0 win over Atletico Madrid. Again, it feels like I'm saying this all the time, but one of the most insane sides we have ever put together in a rebuild. Lads, if you enjoyed it, make sure you leave a like on the video. Make sure you bloody scorpion kick that subscribe button down below if you are new around here. Enjoy the title celebrations. Savor the title celebrations. It has been JarradHD here. I am out. Peace.